Hello everyone, this is Video T and this is the movie Autopsy of a Demon. A girl starts a new job but they didn't tell her she would have to exorcise a demon. Your time is running out. Becky. The interns, including Becky, are performing an autopsy under Raymond's supervision, carrying out every procedure completely flawlessly. This doesn't go unnoticed, just like the several scars on her arm, forcing Rebecca to pull her glove up. While Rebecca was distracted, Raymond saw the fingers twitch but decides to keep it a secret. When everything was finished, Raymond praises the girl and asks her to take the body to the storage. The lights begin to flicker but Rebecca doesn't think anything of it. After cleaning, the girl has to go down to the basement. However, the pitch-black darkness scares her, and then Raymond rises from the darkness, advising her not to go down to the basement. On the first floor there is everything necessary for the procedures. Before leaving, Raymond glances at the creep crawling in the darkness. Raymond promotes Rebecca to a full employee and even offers her a drink, but Rebecca refuses. Thanks to the promotion, Raymond no longer needs to be present during autopsies. Rebecca will work the day shift while Raymond handles matters at night. Rebecca hints that she is totally fine with working nights. However, Raymond is categorically against it. Rebecca felt sick and Raymond advises her to take a couple days off. As soon as the girl left, he goes down to the basement. When Rebecca got home, she put her keys on the table but a little later the keys vanished and a symbol appeared on the notepad that she doesn't notice, but she does find the keys in a different spot. Rebecca drives off to an Alcoholics Anonymous club. A whole year has already passed since she last had anything, but it was very hard for her. Kelly encourages Rebecca, saying only a strong person can change their life. Rebecca notices that among the people sits a very suspicious man. Rebecca is already in her car. Rebecca had the sudden idea to buy substances but she manages to overcome herself, when suddenly a call comes in from Raymond asking her to move to the morgue. He is very sorry, the plans just changed suddenly. Good luck. Rebecca arrives at work. She needs to perform embalming on several bodies at once and then cremate them, which already seems pretty strange. Why embalm them then? But since it is required of her, arguing isn't an option. She is so absorbed in her work that she doesn't see the body come to life and the already familiar symbol appear on the folder. After fully processing the body, she loads it into the cremation box. Walking down the hallway, Rebecca sees that someone opened the door to her car. Rebecca, running as fast as she can, closes the door and turns on the light just in case. Her head hurts again. Quiet voices are coming from everywhere, and then she moved to a completely different place, not understanding how she got there, again not seeing the symbol. The phone rang. On the other side was Raymond, who is very interested in how the work is going. Rebecca answers that the electricity went out because of the weather, but otherwise everything is great. While Raymond draws something on himself, Rebecca returns to work. She didn't manage to get the new body before the electricity cut out. Rebecca goes for a candle, which the body uses to start stretching its bones. Inside the box were paper strips. She uses them as candles. These strips can illuminate magical symbols, but Rebecca still sees nothing while the demon grins wide. The processing of the second body went calmly, but with the third one Rebecca heard a noise, again not seeing the symbol. In the far part of the room, two red eyes glow. For some reason Rebecca thought it was Raymond playing a prank, but when the silhouette vanished, Rebecca decided it was just her imagination. By this time the body had disappeared. The phone rang. Rebecca picks up the receiver, receiving threats. Her hands are covered in blood, though as soon as she took off the coat the blood disappeared. By the voice, Rebecca recognizes her father, Benjamin. He says that his daughter went missing. Rebecca remembers that a long time ago she got really drunk and fell asleep in the woods. The police didn't want to search for her, saying that 24 hours hadn't passed, forcing Benjamin to go look for her himself, ultimately ending in his death. Suddenly Rebecca wakes up at her home. Someone is pounding on the door. Rebecca goes into the hallway and on the glass appears the writing, "Let me in." At the door stood Kelly, who scolds Rebecca for breaking a year of sobriety. Rebecca doesn't remember anything at all. She doesn't even know what she is doing at her home, because she was at work. Rebecca swears she didn't take anything, but Kelly doesn't believe her, and then sees that her eyes have changed. Not this. Kelly wants to leave, but Rebecca grabs the girl and lands several fatal blows. Just a second later, Rebecca falls into hysterics. She calls her boss, who orders her to return to work. Rebecca wants to refuse, to which Raymond replies that he understands what is happening to her but will explain everything when she comes to work. Kelly stands up, pulls out a bottle opener, and falls again. Rebecca panics, running out to a living Kelly. It turns out Kelly's past was just a dream. At work, Raymond explains that demons are trying to find a suitable person. Obviously, Rebecca is an excellent vessel. The demon uses her dark side to suppress her personality and take over the body. Now Rebecca must use these circles and trap the demon with them. Just a minute later, the demon takes over Rebecca's body. You pathetic old man, you will suffer until the end of your life. She starts throwing the boss from side to side. A moment before death, Raymond shows the symbols, repelling the demon. This gives him a few seconds to run outside. Already as Rebecca, she asks him to open the door, but the boss just leaves. Pale creeps spawn in the next room. Absolutely every window or door is closed, and the connection doesn't work either. A kind old lady bangs on the glass, asking to be let in to warm up. It is so cold out here, open up for me. Not getting a positive answer, the old woman starts beating on the window. Benjamin jumps on Rebecca, landing several blows, though this too was part of an illusion. She has to return to work. Every time Rebecca looks away, the body comes to life, but as soon as she looks back, it doesn't move. As soon as Rebecca approaches the body, a fight with the demon starts. He is stronger than an ordinary person, but against fishing line around the hands, even he can't win. Raymond calls, adding how to perform the exorcism right, but then the furnace literally explodes, throwing Rebecca back. Rebecca calls Raymond back, saying that nothing worked. However, the man replies that they didn't talk. These are just more tricks from the demon. Raymond asks her to go down to the basement and find the tapes. At the same time, the creep watches sweetly from the side. In the basement there was a sealed door. A poltergeist throws boxes around, chasing Rebecca out, but she managed to grab the tape. On it were the needed clues. The paper strips will help see the symbols that form the demon's name. Rebecca walks through the morgue, memorizing the symbols. Several times she is enveloped by different hallucinations. Your time is running out, Becky, and she still doesn't see that the white entity is walking right next to her. When all the symbols were found, the door locks and the room fills with water. Rebecca climbs onto the toilet, on which she quickly slips and falls, moving into the past. It turns out Benjamin managed to find Rebecca. He called people for help, but in such wilderness there was no one. He wanted to return to people, accidentally tripped, and died. But Rebecca doesn't know this and blames herself for his death. Rebecca wakes up, asking Benjamin for forgiveness. However, he replies that she needs to stop blaming herself. Rebecca is ready to forget this day when suddenly she is transported to a new day. All her clothes are clean, but the desire to save Valerie hasn't disappeared. Rebecca opens the dungeon. The demon immediately grabs her, but Raymond comes to help. The tattoos drive the demon back into the box. He apologizes that she had to fight the demon. In the past, several people died trying to defeat the demon, but their lives were not in vain and he improved the exorcism method. Rebecca must stay with him so they can fight evil together. However, Rebecca is already tired. She wants to quit, but across from the morgue her friend was waiting for her. She still has to turn around and stay at this workplace. So the film has come to an end, and we will be glad for your like. We will be back very soon. Bye for now.